Hey, it's Sam here from KitchenGadgetsClub.com, and today I want to show you how you can put your racks together to use in your Ninja Foodi for your steam meals. I know a lot of people struggle with this, so let me show you the easy way and how it's done.
First, let me explain to you who we are. If you're new around here, my name is Sam and I've been teaching people how to cook smart with just kitchen gadgets for over 10 years. In fact, we don't even have an oven or a hob in our kitchen. We are double Sunday Times bestsellers and The Independent calls us the best for beginner cooks. But because we've been creating videos for a while, we've ended up with more than 1,500 recipe videos on our YouTube channel. So what we have done is we have created a recipe index organised by gadget to help you quickly find your next recipe video. You can find them all at KitchenGadgetsClub.com/YouTube, and we would be honoured if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel for more recipe videos like this. So now let's get back to the food.
So going back a few Ninja Foodi models, because it's gone up in numbers, like there was 6-in-1, 9-in-1's a very popular one. I know a lot of people that have got the 11-in-1, 14-in-1 or 15-in-1, and basically this number up means how many functions it's got and how many things it does. So you started off and you had quite a simple rack that was kind of like this, and the idea was, if you wanted to cook food and you wanted it higher up, then you had it like this, so it kind of feels like it's cooking on stilts. And then if you wanted the food lower down, you turned it over like this, and then you could cook the food lower down. And it was brilliant for the different foods, and it was just so easy because you knew you literally flipped it over depending on what you were cooking. But when you talk everything steam meals, the idea with a steam meal is that you can have it in a position like this or like this, and the idea is that when you do your steam meals, you cook some food directly in the pot, then you use one of the racks from this, and then you have another one on top, so that you're creating a 3-tier of food. But I've noticed how many people have come to me and said, I cannot figure out how to put it together. So I thought I would grab mine out and show you how it's done. So if you think of it like that, and then these are the handles that you would normally use if you were just getting food in and out of your Ninja Foodi. So then you pop it like that. And then of course you have this, which is your top rack. But which way around does it go? That is the question I always get asked. So when you look at it as your equipment, these bits here at the sides are the ones that are pointing down and are holding in position, and these are the ones that work as your handles in the top. So let me give you another look at that. So think of it like that, so that these become the clips that sit into position. And one thing that I think makes it even easier, have you ever played noughts and crosses or had something checked in your kitchen? Because they work in the opposites to the lines, it actually looks like it's checked when you actually have it in position. So let me explain. So if you look down at this now, you can see the lines are going across this way. So when you put your top layer on, you want them going that way instead. So let me demonstrate. And then all you do is pop it down like that, slot it into place, feel it, make sure it feels secure, and you are ready and you are done. And if you look at that, you just see lovely crosses running through when you look at it in its top position like that. And then of course, you would just pop it in like this into your Ninja Foodi, and then of course these handles work as an easy way to lift it in and out. And like I was saying about food at the bottom and the different layers, then this is how they come together. But I work better off real life examples, so I'm now going to show you one of our steam meals using this setup so you can fully understand how it comes together and how it becomes a meal. So this is an old video that we recorded a bit ago now, but it's a great example of how you bring it all together to make your first steam meal. So let's watch this, and then after that I'm going to show you this rack that annoys me and everybody thinks this one's difficult to use. Wait till you see this other one that I've got in my kitchen. So first off, we're going to start at the bottom and build it up. We're going to be using the rack. So for the rack, you want it where the top element is on it like that, so that we can put the packet of vegetables there, and then we can put the chicken on top, and then you can lift it off when you're doing the vegetables and that, and then the baby potatoes will be technically underneath. So rack out the way, cooking pot out, let's lift up the lid, and then we need 1.5 cups of water to do a steam meal, so that's the equivalent of 360 ml. You can also use vegetable stock, meat stock or similar if you prefer. So pour it in, and then grab your baby potatoes and you can add those in as well. If they need a wash, then you can give them a wash first, and then now you've popped those in, you want to season them with some salt and of course some pepper. And then make sure they're all poked in the water. Yep. Oh no, we've got a sly one that can't quite fit. Yep, we're all in now, more or less. And then a little bit of butter on top, so the butter will melt into the potatoes as it steams. I've also got some leftover parsley here, so we can add some parsley to the potatoes. So, bottom layer done. Middle layer now, so this is the vegetables. So, these are the ones I've got. Baby corn and some mange too. Here's my foil. So for the foil, big strip. Foil about this size. Then onto your chopping board. Add your vegetables, spread them out, and then you want to create kind of like a foil packet, but we're going to fully close it up. And then once you've done that, add in some softened butter, a bit of salt, a little bit of Chinese 5 spice. So it's all wrapped up, and if you threw it in the air, none will fall out. No, I won't do that when it's hot. Back to the rack. So move some potatoes around a bit if it won't quite fit in, and then I've got it in now. And then if it's easy for you, you can take the top rack out for a second, like that. Pop that in, back in it goes. So now you don't need to worry about the vegetables, so the potatoes. You've done 2 layers now, so that just leaves the chicken breast. So, and then with the chicken breast, good seasoning of salt again, bit of pepper, as much or as little Chinese spice as you want, so I'm going to just add a little bit more. A drizzle of olive oil, and then the oil works as your glue to stick your seasonings to it. So we're now going to give them a good mix on the plate. So then rub your breasts about and make sure that you've got an even coating of your seasoning. You don't want one bit that's flavourless and then another that's gives you too much of a flavour hit. Then you have your 2 chicken breasts ready to go on. You have a look now, they look fab. So you just want to pop them up on top. If you've got a thin chicken breast like I have at the end, you can just kind of position it better. And now it's ready to go on. I've just got raw chicken hands, so I'm just going to give my hands a good wash first. And then pop the lid down. So turn it on. Oh, it read my mind, it's already on steam meals.
So I want to adjust the temperature down to 180 Celsius, that's 360 Fahrenheit, a cooking time of 10 minutes, and then press start.
And there's the beep. So that must mean that our steam meal is done. So open the lid up and you'll get a little bit of steam, but it won't be too bad because most of the liquid, if not all, will be absorbed by now. So fork, I think it is. So fork, easiest option to get your chicken breasts out. Oh, they do look lovely. And then next option, the easiest option to do it, is to get your top rack out. And then you've got those lovely vegetables below it. They'll be very hot because they'll have some of the juices from the chicken will drip down onto them. And wow, they look amazing. And then leaves the bottom, doesn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, look at that one. And of course the small ones are going to be spot on as well. Look at those. They just look lovely. And of course the butter's dripped down in there, so you've got an absolutely amazing stock there if you want for another dish with the butter and the liquid from the potatoes and everything that's just kind of come down. So let's get some of those potatoes out, shall we, as well? This is how I served them up during the summer because we were travelling and I didn't have many dishes at all, and I'm kind of in love with this tray cooking thing. It's brilliant for serving your food on. It's just something different, isn't it? So look at that for a portion size. And to say I've still got some potatoes still in there. Oh, wow, look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? So as you can see, you have got your chicken breasts that you cooked, and they were cooked up top. Then you've got your middle layer, which is your baby corn and your mange too, and then you've got your potatoes, and it's just brilliant for a dinner that you can quickly make, that's perfect for two, or you can do a lower portion. Same cooking times if you're cooking for one as you are for two. So if you wanted, you could do one chicken breast, you could do half a portion of baby potatoes, half a portion of the veg, and it'll still come together and flow all in one cooking pot, thanks to the way that they are made. You've all been loving all our dehydrate recipes that are in our new cookbook, the Complete Multi-Cooker Cookbook, which is based around Ninja Foodi, Ninja Speedy and similar gadgets. But beyond the fact that you're all absolutely loving following our roast beef, I've seen a lot of recipes showing that off since. What a lot of people ask me is what you can use if you want to cook multiple fruits. Well, we've featured this before, but this is our dehydrate rack. And I tell you, if you've got a problem with putting two together, then what about this beauty? So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So that is taking it to the next level, isn't it? But am I actually capable of putting this one back together again? I've done it before, but not for ages. And I was looking in the cupboard for the different racks to show you, and I thought, well, actually, this is a good one. But also, you don't have to just use this for dehydrating. If you want more layers of food going on in your Ninja Foodi, then this is brilliant. So you're looking for just the corner little sections, and it just kind of sits on it. It's not forced. So let me see if I can do it. It's been a while. Oh yeah, look at that. I feel that it's not moving around as much. And then you build it. So then again, it just sits, like I said, it doesn't need clipping. So if you can see there, you've got a good gap there to be able to put some food. And then rinse and repeat again. And then that's another layer, and then you've just got one more. There you have it, that is the top layer. And then it goes like that, and then you can just pop your food in, and look at how wide they are. So they're brilliant because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers, including your top layer. So this is what we've used when we've done dehydrated oranges, lemons, pears, apples, and so many others using the Ninja Foodi. So this is very much worth getting. But of course, it's a learning curve and it's practice makes perfect. So if you've not used a lot of these racks before, just have a play about with it. Try not to get frustrated. And the more you use it, the more confident you'll become. And of course, try a few different steam meals, and then you're attaching those two racks and you'll soon get used to it and you'll soon be brilliant at it as well. Just like Dom is. Dom is really good at it. So it's all about the practice really. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it's helped you with using your racks. Thanks for watching, and now you've seen a glimpse into our ovenless world. And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is what I call one of our step-by-step instruction videos. If you would rather have short and sweet, don't forget to check out our shorts. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. And if you want to find videos quickly, if you head over to KitchenGadgetsClub.com/YouTube, you can see an A to Z list of all our YouTube videos, so you can find videos by Kitchen Gadget. And I'll see you again soon.